Sophia wakes up in a strange and unfamiliar place, unable to remember what happened to her. She quickly notices that the clothes she's wearing aren't the ones from the night before. As she's trying to make sense of the situation, Leohart appears and asks if she still remembers him. Recognizing him from the ball party, Sophia listens as he apologizes for his actions that day. Leohart explains that she was poisoned by someone, and to save her, he brought her to this place. He also admits to taking her dirty clothes for washing, leaving her with no option but to wait until they're dry. To pass the time, he offers her tea. Sophia realizes her clothes are essentially being held hostage, so she reluctantly accepts. Leohart serves her a green-colored tea from an Eastern kingdom, which Sophia finds incredibly bitter. When she asks about this unusual location, Leohart reveals that he designed it specifically to remain perpetually bright and fragrant, regardless of the time or weather outside. He then shows her a blue pendant he holds dear and begins to share his past. In a flashback, a young Leohart is shown living beyond the walls with his friends Cecil, Lloyd, and Keith. The nobles provided barely enough food each week, and Leohart, being taller than the others, would use his height to grab as much as he could to share with his friends. They always expressed their gratitude, calling it their happiest moments. One day, a noble arrived and offered to adopt Leohart, declaring him the key to changing the world's unfair system, where the gap between those with superior blessings and those without was far too great. The noble promised to provide abundant food for the children every day if Leohart agreed. Cecil, though saddened by the thought of Leohart leaving, encouraged him to go, believing it would make all the children happy and give Leohart access to books and opportunities he'd never had before. Moved by the noble's proposal, Leohart accepted. Shortly after, he was taken to receive his blessing and was chosen by the leopard god, a revelation that filled the noble with excitement. Leohart quickly adapted to his new life among the nobility, but something always felt off. Whenever he asked about his old friends and the children beyond the wall, the noble avoided the subject and forbade him from visiting them. One night, driven by his leopard blessings, Leohart snuck back to the other side of the wall, only to find it deserted. After searching extensively, he eventually found Lloyd and Keith in hiding. They revealed the grim truth. The noble had burned everything, and Cecil was gone. Heartbroken, Leohart cried bitterly that night. He later confronted the noble, only to discover the children had been viewed as nothing more than disposable trash. Enraged, Leohart sought revenge, eventually killing the noble, who had by then been promoted to duke thanks to Leohart's blessings. In the present, Leohart reveals that he is the leader of Daybreak, an anti-monarchy faction. His goal is to destroy the ruling class and erase the restrictions imposed by the current system. He then reveals his knowledge of Sophia's gorilla powers, emphasizing that her blessing naturally rivals his leopard powers. He claims that their blessings, standing at the pinnacle, can only be wielded by one person, and suggests that they should join forces. To Sophia's horror, Leohart breaks the pendant Louis had given her, replacing it with his own. He declares his intention to kill Louis, stating that his first target will be Direntuin, where the nobles and wealthy gather, followed by an assault on the royal capital. Overwhelmed with rage at the destruction of Louis's gift, Sophia begins to tremble. Her anger explodes, and with a single punch, she destroys the entire area, forcing Leohart into a corner. Retrieving her broken pendant, she changes back into her clothes and rushes to protect Louis and the others. Meanwhile, the Supreme Commander informs Louis of intelligence they've received about Daybreak's next attack targeting Direntuin.